Hi everyone, thanks so much for stopping by my channel. I'm here to conduct a daily energy reading for the collective, so please be advised that this is general, timeless, and you are allowed to take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So guys, I really hope that you are very well within yourselves. Without further ado, we're just going to get stuck into this reading. I just want to kind of just see what's going on with the collective right now. What needs to be shared, expected, left alone, that kind of thing. Things of that nature. I did say it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. You know, somebody definitely does have options despite maybe being on the surface of things appearing to be that that you don't really have a choice. It doesn't have to be this way. Okay, this is what I'm getting. This can be you saying this for your own personal situation, or this can be between you and another person, or organization, company, whatever this is. Apply it to your personal situation. All right, without further ado, let's get stuck in. So we have got the Emperor in the upright position. This is a very good and very strong card to start off with. Always know that you are in the driver's seat. Always know that you are in control. Okay, always be aware of that. Always know that. What else is this about? Now, this can be another person, quite significant in your life. Let's see what the other cards unfold, has. We have got the Ten of Wands in the reverse, the Moon in the reverse. So some kind of illusion is broken. You do have the power to let go. You do have the strength to let go. Could be something to do with a work situation, how you apply yourself. How you apply yourself, I'm hearing sort of like determines how people perceive you. Now remember that how they perceive you is up to them. But I'm just seeing that there's some kind of revealing about you that you are all about. Like, it's almost as if like how you're coming across now with the Ten of Pentacles, especially. This is a really very, very good card. But I feel that there's something where if you're stepping away from something, if you're letting something go, this is also revealing a certain part of you that people kind of underestimated. They didn't expect this from you. Yeah, because they expected you to be in this sort of Eight of Swords energy. It doesn't have to be this way. You can get out of this if you want to. So, you know what I'm saying? So let's kind of expand on this. Let's kind of see what's going on here. Before I do that, just bear with me a second because I need to get out my other deck. I was doing another reading earlier, and it was with the holographic deck, the hologram deck, but it doesn't show up very well on the camera, so I'm just quickly getting another deck out. So just bear with me a sec. Should have done that before. Put it on the camera, but I've kind of forgot. Okay. Let's see what this is about. You are definitely you're sort of like, I'm hearing sort of like turning heads, or you are sort of like the talk of the town. People are sort of like talking about you in a way of they really didn't see you coming. I don't see this as something where you sort of like publicly portray yourself to be in this sort of leadership type of way. Sometimes you try to, sometimes it's always wiser to kind of downplay, certain parts of yourself because you don't want to appear to be overpowering, overwhelming, or, sort of like intimidating to others. Sometimes that's quite easy to sort of achieve, but I feel that with the way how you're growing and in the direction in which you're heading towards, it's becoming less like you're becoming less opaque, like people are like seeing you, like your light is really popping and it's shining through and it's sort of like showing people who you are. Okay, so I'm just gonna sort of tap in and just expand on this energy, this reading. Let's see what we have about the Emperor. Tell me about this card. We've got the Justice card in the reverse. So I do feel that you have been dealing with a situation or maybe coming out from some form of contract where you are stepping now into your own field. Okay. You may, and I mean may, I'm really stressing this, may have been a part of the legal, field, if that was part of your career, and maybe you may be doing something or setting up your own firm. But I'm just getting something a bit different. I'm sort of hearing it as twisted. I'm not saying that you were twisted. You may look on the system as twisted because it is in the reverse, hence why you decided to kind of move away from this. But it's almost as if like wanting to sort of like do things in a way that is promotes fairness. There's something about this Emperor card that is all about you doing the right thing, because even if it's costing you, your career path, and I feel that whatever this is within you, you are doing this and moving out from some kind of system that had you, or a setup, an organization that had you kind of bound to their terms and conditions. Do you feel that for some of you, this is waiting until when a contract had ended? Tell me about the 10 of Wands in the reverse. We do have the 3 of Wands in the upright position. So now that you have left this behind, I feel that now you are looking to do something more for yourself. And even if you can see the way how I'm holding the card, and you've got the Emperor right next to sort of like the card that I'm holding here, I feel that you've got your future set in, you've got your sights set on your future. The next card that we've got, what has been revealed, the Moon card, is something really messed up has happened. Something really messed up has happened in a situation that you was in. I am, to be honest, guys, I am getting a kind of work-related situation here, which has affected you personally, consciously, spiritually. I'm not really picking up on the finances because it's not really about the money. It's about the principle. It's about your morals. And this is something that you can no longer align with. You're not going to be, sort of like strapped into their sort of policies when you can see clearly you've got the Justice card in the reverse, you've got the Magician in the reverse, you've got the 3 of Wands in the upright position. Just bring this camera slightly so you can see. So something really, really revealing has happened. And thank goodness that, the Emperor is in the upright position. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on to the 8 of Pentacles. We have got the King of Wands. So you were working towards taking some serious, decisive action. But I feel that it developed into the Emperor energy because both of these are quite fiery. And we do have, the 3 of Wands as well as the 10 of Wands. So there was a lot of action. It's that you had to build up your strength. You had to build something up in order to let this go. Okay, you were working on this for quite some time. I am getting at least, now this does feel like a mature kind of energy. This does feel like this is about at least 15 to 20 years experience within this field. This isn't like a short term thing, like that you've been in the firm for about 5 years. This is more than 5 years. You know your stuff. And I feel that you're quite confident, not arrogant enough to do something, another practice on your own where you're actually working for the people and not sort of taking the finances away from the people and just sort of like, like it's always about like what you can get out of them more than what they're, like basically there's no reciprocity here because the scales of, of justice are in the reverse. And you're all about, this kind of justice. You're all about doing the right thing. Turning your back on this, energy here will do the, is a really, really wise, decision to make. Let's see, we've got with the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you could have actually uncovered something to do with some kind of a situation involving money. This can be, I'm picking up like money laundering or something to do with some kind of connection against that. Displaced money. This really feels as if this is something quite big, or this is something that is going to be revealed in a kind of like a really public way. All right. So it may apply to you, or this may even be something that you're going to come across, but this is definitely to do with a job, with a company, and it's to do with a lot of money. It's to do with, generations. I'm seeing them, especially the Ten of Pentacles, and there's corruption here. And, there could even be, because we've got two moons here. So, and Magician in the reverse and Justice card in the reverse. This could be some nefarious, unseen activity that's been going on for quite some time. But this is a build-up. Again, it's given 15, 20 years. Okay, the card underneath the bottom of the clarifying deck, we have got King of Pentacles. So you look to me as if you're going to be doing something on your, by yourself. If you are in alignment with this reading as working somewhere where you've uncovered something. And, again, this King of Pentacles is giving me, you definitely want to do something smaller scale, but this is more to do with community based. This is more to do with, really helping others at the situation. Your expertise is going to come in very useful, your experience. So let's see what we've got as a closing out of this reading. This can even be something that you may be fighting yourself, maybe discovering something about some kind of law firm. It's definitely something really legal based, but it's got finances attached to it. And it's just something that, you may have really been thinking in one way, or they may have tried to trap you in something. But by the grace of God, you found this intelligence, to, whatever intel that you got, and you got out. You got out. So let's see what we have. I'm going to pull from the top card. We have got the Holiest Temple. So really what I'm getting here is somebody who's very much in alignment with doing the right thing. As I said, you're not somebody who's corrupt as hell, or somebody who's trying to, pull a corruption, thing on you. You're very much in alignment with Source. The next card that I've got is Plenty. So I do feel like, this is all about abundance. Within you, you have plenty of experience here, I'm getting. So you've got everything you need. You've got all the necessary tools at your disposal. The next card that I've got is Fated Life. So they tried to put you in a situation where they were, like, to me, it felt like it was tempting fate, or they were tempting fate with you. And this isn't your destiny. You're not fated to this. It literally doesn't have to be this way. The next card that I've got is the Unseen. So I do feel that there were things that were being hidden that have now come to light. And I do sense, deep intuition, a deep knowing, something, definitely fell off. There was very much shady forces at play here. However, they are being discovered, and it's been discovered in quite a big way, because we've got these two moons, as I said, both in the reverse. So this is something quite revealing, something quite damning. This damning evidence here is irrefutable evidence. They cannot deny what they have been caught with, because it's plain for everybody to see. The card that wants to be the last one we have got is Let Go. So you have definitely, as I said, it doesn't have to be this way, and clearly you've let go of this burden, you've let go of this sort of like accountability, responsibility, which I don't feel really and truly belonged to you per se. Okay, interesting. Okay, the card underneath the bottom of the deck we have got is deeper than before. So this can be you really reaching deep within your own intuition on this, or this can even be about whatever's been going on here is deeper than what you actually thought before. What you previously thought is a lot deeper. It's very interesting. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. Hopefully this is giving you some kind of scope, some kind of insight into a situation that you may be aware of or you are directly involved in. Okay, so just, still stay on the right path. You're doing the right thing by moving away from all of this. So, that whoever is going to go down will go down, you know. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Have a great day.